Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you, finally, how I constructed my Rapunzel wig. It is lightweight and it lights up, and it's also very easy to restyle. I'm going to attend a convention next week as Rapunzel, therefore I will have to restyle the wig. I will take it apart as far as I can and take this opportunity to show you how this is made. So I hope you will learn in this video how to make a braided wig that is lightweight and comfortable to wear, and how to make a wig that lights up, and also how to make a wig that is easy to restyle after every time you're wearing it. While I'm taking this apart, I will try to explain as best as I can how I made it. I still have some videos and photos that I took while I was making this wig originally, and I'm going to show you and provide you with as much knowledge that I possess. So let's get right to it. I am so sorry, but this wig is so long that I can't fit it in the frame. I will take care to explain everything I'm doing in detail. I will take out the flowers first. They are just some flowers I bought on Amazon, which are hot glued to bobby pins. I will show you how I made them later in detail. So let's take them out. Alright, I took out all of the flowers. There's a whole pile of them, and the wig does look worse than before because I wasn't really careful when I pulled them out. But yes, let me show you now where the secrets are hiding. It's right here between the wig and the braid. These are two separate parts. Look right here. There's a headband hiding where the braid is sewn to. And then there's the wig coming on top of that. And there's a braid which is just secured by bobby pins, hiding the transition between the wig and the braid. And also some more electronics. So I will try to take off the wig and show you the braid. Okay, now you don't have to deal with my hand shaking. So you see there are multiple braids that are just tied around here. And now you see something interesting. Now we can just pull off the wig. Like that, you see, this is just a normal wig, which we will restyle later. And now you see there's a headband. This is very easy to find online. You can also just use this to give your wig some more grip if you're not a fan of gluing it down. But this is also great to sew on something that is a bit on the heavier side, and it is still very comfortable to wear around your head. And it's not pulling down your wig, it's not adding much more wig to the combs or the glue if you glue it down. So I will always recommend using a headband to sew something on. So as you can see, here's the braid, and here are some zip ties. I secured the zip tie with some stitches so it's not moving around. And then I just pulled through the hair from which I made the braids. This is all that is holding up the braid to the wig. Now here you can see there are some electronics inside. My dad printed and constructed this for me because honestly I don't have a clue about this. But here this connects the cable with my power bank, which provides the LEDs inside the braid with power. So we will just put this aside. Okay, now let's open up the braid. I secured the end with some braids. I just twisted around the elastic. So you see there's a lot of braiding going on here. So this is just a hair tie. We can pull this out. And then we can undo the braid. Okay, and this is the very ugly deconstructed state. This is always how much I can take it apart to restyle the wig. But now there are some more things I can show you in detail. So come closer again. Okay, you can see there are 3 yellow noodles. These noodles are just made of volume fleece. It's also very handy for wig styling because the light inside can shine through, and it's also adding volume because for Rapunzel we need a very thick braid without much weight. I will try to find some pictures and videos I took of the first steps of constructing this, but it's basically really just the volume fleece I cut into stripes. Then I placed the LED stripes inside of this and rolled it together. You don't even have to sew them close. Hot glue is your best friend to close the seam of the yellow noodles or the white noodles. If you haven't painted the volume fleece yet, it will be white probably. I expected the volume fleece to show through the hair because, well, it still moves around a bit. And I didn't want some white poking through. So what I did was, in the middle of the night, I went outside, hung them up on the laundry line of my parents, and then just sprayed it with some yellow spray paint. It's working great. The hard part really was to wrap the hair around the noodles because this hair is like 2-meter long hair strands, which I got online as well, and they tangle so much. It's a real nightmare to detangle this. Be prepared to test your patience with this. I just threaded the hair through the zip tie up here, and then I divided it into 3 strands. I also placed the cables and the LED stripes that are wrapped around in the volume fleece onto the zip tie. It's all tied up here. You see I tied some ponytails also with zip ties, so this is very secure up here. To secure the hair around the volume fleece, I sewed some tulle. This is very soft tulle in a light beige color that is matching the blonde hair, so it's almost invisible and it will keep your hair in place. It's keeping it from tangling a lot. So you can pull it up here and then slide it down in the direction that the hair is going. You don't want this to slide upwards, like you don't want this to happen because it will mess up your hair. Just pull it down and everything will be fine. And while you're going down with it, just try to avoid spots like this where the volume fleece is shining through a lot. I will quickly show you how the strands are lighting up and how the LED stripes are placed inside the wig. So I will quickly reconnect my power bank. Now turning it on, and you see it's lighting up. I'll show you when I close my curtains. Wait a second. Okay, it's a bit darker and you see how beautiful this is glowing. It really looks like molten gold. Oh, here you can really see how the volume fleece, it helps to diffuse the light of the individual LEDs. You can still see where each LED is placed, but it really helps with softening the spots. And you can also see that the hair isn't really letting the light shine through that much. So you have to be careful not to use too much hair to cover up your volume fleece, because you still want a really nice glow with this. What you also should keep in mind is that the LEDs I used are only facing one side. So if I turn this around, no light here, just a little glow, but this side is glowing so much stronger. So I always want this side to face forward when I'm rebraiding the braid. So let's do this. Just a cute little braid with the LEDs facing forward. I can go in here and fix some spots where the volume fleece is peeking through the hair too much. I will just try to cover it up a bit, and at the end I will just tie it off with a hair tie. I am taking a hairbrush to the end of the braid. This is always the part that gets tangled the most, but also the part that is least important. Okay, I think I need a new hair tie. There's no elasticity. Oh my god. Okay, now I really need a new hair tie. Okay, this hair tie is much better. It even matches the color of the braid. So let's try this again. So now I'm going to take the braids. These are just some extra hair which haven't gone into the main braid. You can see just how long the hair actually is that I used. It really is 2 meters long. It's so incredible, and I think you can imagine how much this tangles when you work with it. It's a real nightmare, but we are taking the braids. There are 2 that are just pulled through at the top where the zip tie is, and we will arrange it around the braid and just pull it through the individual strands. As you can see, the braids aren't really reaching the end of the braid, so we have this extra one that we are going to thread here and through the strands in the middle to pull it down to the end. Now we can just tuck in the ends of the braid or secure it with the bobby pin, but this will do. At the end of the braid we can just use the extra length and wrap this around here. You can also just pull this through to secure the end of the braid. Doesn't this look pretty? Okay, so now that the braid is back in shape, we can take care of this. So first of all, I'm pulling out the leftover bobby pins and open up the braids. The wig is now back in its original state, more or less. You can see there's still some volume left over in the front of the wig. Like Rapunzel has her very defined hair bump in the front. You can achieve this by parting your hair. You're going to take a comb and tease down the hair a bit, then spray it with hairspray and fix it by dry blowing it. The dry blowing part really helps the hair to keep its shape. So you can create hair bumps double the size of this. The first time I started this, I had to redo all of it because it was way too much and bumpy and I couldn't place my crown on top of the wig. So keep that in mind if you want to wear a crown with this. I think this still looks really nice, so I'm not going to restyle this. I will just put in the braids. There are 2 braids going on here. One starting here right above the ear and going back, and on the other side as well a little smaller braid because the hair is parted on the side, so there's naturally more hair on my left side than on my right. So yeah, let's do the braids. Now that we are done with the first side, let's braid the other side. Okay, now we are left with 2 braids on the wig. What we are going to do is boost up the volume of the braids to make it take up more space, so we are better able to hide the electronics and the transition to the braid. We are going to achieve this by pulling at the individual strands of the braid. This will create a nice volume. So what we are going to do is just flip this around the electronics to make it all look pretty and neat. And I'm securing this with some bobby pins. Not bad, right? So now it's time to put in the flowers. You can really go crazy with them. But first let me show you how I made the flowers. First I got golden bobby pins to match the hair color, and I got 3 different kinds of fake flowers from Amazon. I got these bigger fabric flowers, and I got them also in small, in different colors. And I also got plastic gypsophilia. I started to arrange the flowers by sorting all the flowers by colors, so I actually knew what I could work with. And then I just grabbed the flowers and I arranged them as I liked them. I looked at the picture of Rapunzel's braid a lot to kind of get close to the flower arrangements that she got in her hair, but you can really go crazy with them because this is just a minor detail and it doesn't have to be that accurate. It will have the same effect if you just go crazy with the flowers. I tried out multiple ways to put the flowers together by gluing the flowers directly to the bobby pin or gluing the flowers together and then attach the bobby pin. I also tried to push the stem of the flowers in between the bobby pin to get it a better grip, but you can figure out the best way to do this by yourself. There's really no wrong way to do this. Also, you shouldn't underestimate the amount of flowers that you'll need. I first used about half of all the flowers that I got, and it was way too less. So I went back and made some more. At first I didn't even use the green colored flowers because I didn't see any in Rapunzel's hair. But I tend to lose some of the flowers when I'm walking around at cons, and after 3 or 4 years I needed some replacements. So I made some more with the green flowers. Then again I had enough flowers to cover the whole braid. With all the flowers done, I could easily tuck them into the tulle that is covering the hair or onto the smaller braids. And I think it does look so pretty. I love tucking in the flowers the most every time I'm restyling the wig, and this is what makes me so incredibly happy. And like this, the wig is actually done. Now that the wig is done, there's only one step left to do: giving the girl her crown. I feel so happy looking at this every time I'm doing this, and this just calls to my inner little girl. It makes me so happy. I'm going to show you how I made the crown in my next video, but now it is time for the grand reveal. With all the things I've done for cosplay, I'm still most proud of this wig. I'm really sorry I wasn't able to explain properly how I put the hardware together for the LEDs, but I might be working on something else, including LEDs, and this time I will make sure to record everything and hopefully produce a helpful tutorial of this. This aside, I had one huge achievement because of this wig, and I really want to share this moment with you. It was at the Roleplay Wars in 2024, and I actually won Best Prop with this wig, and it made me so incredibly proud. So please enjoy the rest of the footage, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Auch so schon sehr.
Weil ich find solche Details, ne, das sieht man manchmal einfach nicht und darauf wollte ich noch mal eingehen. Super, vielen Dank für deinen Auftritt. Dann haben wir eine weitere Spezialkategorie namens Best Prop. Dieser geht an Forge.of.Asteria. Dieser wunderbare Zopf, den wir dann als Prop gewertet haben, so fasziniert. Daher geht der Preis da an dich.